Hi, I'm Matty.
And I'm Matt.
We're former students of Birchall High School.
From 2006 to 2011.
Which makes me feel really old.
Oh, yeah, it does, and it feels really weird doing this right now. But anyway, we are currently the guitarist and bassist of the alternative rock band Octopus.
And as well as that, we also run a podcast called An Earful Podcast, in which we interview actors, mostly from horror movies, and
musicians, whilst they're also on top.
Yeah. Early on in high school, the people in the crowd I surrounded myself with were like-minded individuals, so everyone was into music and the arts. So that helped influence me into getting into that a lot more. So when it came to picking my subjects in high school, I came to picking music, art, drama, and I think it was iMedia. And yeah, that kind of pushed me into that kind of creative industry.
Yeah, because she was more performing arts than I was. I did music, I did art, and I did ICT, which was called CIDA at that time. So CIDA. But I remember with band stuff, it then came in when we started doing music GCSE, which would have been year 11 at the start of it, so 2010.
2010, yeah.
2010. For me, it was a bit earlier than that, because I started doing guitar lessons the day before I started high school. And it was about 12 months after. I remember I went to my auntie's for the weekend, something was with summer holidays. At that point, I'd only just got an electric guitar. And I remember seeing the music video for the band Paramore. They had a single out called Misery Business. And I remember being like, I need to be in a band. I need to have that sort of environment where I'm playing with my friends, I'm playing the music, and I'm having a good time by doing it. And that's where it kind of started for me with band stuff. So that would have been when I was about 13. And then that's been it since.
Outside of lessons, we would both take breaks and dinners and use them to our advantage. So we would go into the practice room in the music building. We would just jam for hours in there and come up with all sorts of different stuff, if that was playing covers or making original songs. But it was creatively exploring our kind of like field of knowledge.
Yeah, and then with that was then expanding from trying to gain that knowledge and trying to gain more experience overall.
Yeah. So I started guitar lessons about year 8, and after a while I started teaching myself bass guitar, and then as well as this I got involved in productions with drama and the performing arts, as well as performing at the house competitions, which was a yearly thing that we had, where we could get a bit more exposure for ourselves there and get that experience we needed to get into a live
and
field.
From that was sort of our first experience of not necessarily playing shows, but getting used to playing to a crowd as such.
Yeah.
So that in itself had its own benefit.
And then we also played the Leavers Assembly as well, so
we did.
We tried to get involved with everything as much as we could, so even playing that Leavers Assembly was it was quite scary at first.
Yeah, because it was through everyone that was in our year, so it was people that we knew. I think which made it a bit more daunting.
That helped us get into like a real live environment for ourselves, which was like unknown territory. But again, we gained that confidence from it, and then not long after we played the Cavern Club with our first band.
We did.
Which was one of our first gigs, apart from doing the pub shows and that.
Yeah.
To start with.
I remember the first memory of it that we played Birchall Festival, which was a thing that went, I don't know if it is now, that went on every September. We played a short set in the hall.
Yeah.
And then after that we was like, we should do this outside of school, we should try and get shows. So I remember one Sunday, the day before we went back to school, we spent literally hours upon hours going around every single pub in the Hindley, in Splotbridge area, trying to get a show and someone to take us on just to do a set, whether that was 3 months in the future or whatever else. Just something to try and get us out and get us more used to playing live, because we wanted that buzz.
Yeah, and this wasn't long after Birchall Festival, and we eventually got our first gig.
We got one, didn't we?
Yeah, we got one gig though of all them, but we tried. But that again, that's what it's about. It's just pushing yourself and getting out there and getting those gigs, because that's what we wanted. And yeah, we got paid for it. So
we did indeed.
It was a success in the end, and that eventually led to more opportunities, and here we are now.
Yeah, for myself, it was more trying to push myself in terms of guitar. As I previously said, I've already did guitar lessons at that point. But then I started going into the more classical guitar gradings and doing the rock school gradings as well. And then from that kind of expanded my field in terms of what I could play and what I musically knew and my knowledge overall in theory. And that overall benefited myself, and then along with band stuff, because it gave me more knowledge in terms of songwriting.
So most of the time there will be barriers, but you'll get past them by focusing on what's best for you. That's what I found out anyway. You'll realise that things don't happen as quickly as you want them to. You've just got to put that hard work and a lot of time into what you want to do, and eventually you'll get there. It'll pay off.
Yeah, I think the short answer is there any barriers? Yes, there is. Because there's only so much you can do as a kid in high school. That's essentially what it is. The taxi of mum and dad doesn't go for everything. There's only so much you can do because you're aged. I think now there's a lot more you can do than what there was 10 years ago, in terms of social media, in terms of the internet, in terms of what you can do online and get yourself more known in whatever field you're wanting to do. So for us, for music, there was just a lot more now in terms of Spotify, SoundCloud. There's so much more platforms to push yourself on and get yourself known. But that shouldn't stop you from trying to do stuff. I mean, you can only do as much as you can, and obviously if you put your mind to it, you will benefit and you'll get yourself much further.
Not really, so we still work a lot within music, so we're doing the band stuff that we're doing now. I feel like we started finding a lot more creative output, so we've started a podcast, which we've managed to get a lot of like-minded creatives and luckily people that have a big influence on ourselves, which was again, like I said, very lucky to have.
Yeah, which is staggering in terms of that you don't expect yourself to be creating a conversation with people that you looked up to when you were younger. And I think from that it's benefited a lot. In terms of networking, it's benefited a lot. It's just pushed ourselves more creatively. I think as you get older, you do begin to. It's not a bad thing that some sort of like your career goals slightly change, because that's just a part of growing up. That's essentially what it is. It doesn't mean it's going to stop you from doing what you want to do. I mean, for example, with me, I started doing articles and reviewing for a music magazine called Discovered back in university, where I then wrote like 2-page articles, went to gigs to review them. And then from that I was able to like network with press agencies, which has then benefited the podcast and got our name a lot more known. But in terms of music, that's not changed. We're still in the band, we're still writing, we're still pushing ourselves. But I think in terms of doing them little extra things to push ourselves creatively, it's benefited us a lot more.
It's that, and the more you push yourself, the more people you get to know within that industry. And again, it's all about networking and creating those links that could like help yourself through your journey. Yeah. I'd say find what you love, whether that be sports, music, art, drama, and stick at it. Get yourself involved as much as you can with that. Obviously at your age, in high school, you obviously be going out a lot with your friends and stuff like that, but just try and get yourself involved in extracurricular activities in the subject that you love. And if there isn't one, maybe pitch it to a teacher, and you never know, you might start something. Like we did, was into music, so we started bands. We was in that practice room as much as we could be, even when we shouldn't have been. When classes were on and we were getting told off for being...
maths teachers, yeah.
Sorry. Also take advantage of modern resources such as the internet and social media, because these can be good places to network, share and discuss ideas within your subject or field, and even going on YouTube and finding educational channels on there to what suit your needs that you can learn off.
Yeah, so in addition to that, I'd say throw yourself into whatever you want to do. If you've got something that you want to do not let someone stop you from doing it. It might take a year, it might take 5, it could take even 10, but as long as you know that you know what you want to do and you want to put your mind to it, don't let anyone stop you from doing it. Just put the practice into it. Don't expect it to come to you, because you won't get anywhere if you don't put your mind to something. Whether that be getting extra lessons, finding content on the internet, so just as something that if you want to put your mind to something, gain that knowledge to be able to get there. Getting help of teachers, asking for their advice and seeing how they can benefit what direction you go. Anything you do will be beneficial. There is no wrong answer to anything as such. So make sure you put your mind to that.
Just give it your 100%, and as long as you do that, you'll eventually get somewhere. But like I said, it's a matter of time really, because you can't expect it to come to you really quick.
Exactly.
All right, I'll give it a try.
No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try.